Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ministry Mondays with Meg. I'm Meg. I am Reverend Meg Biddle. I have the honor of serving at the American Baptist Home Mission Societies in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. I am an ordained American Baptist pastor and have served in American Baptist congregations in upstate New York and in the Great Rivers region. I have been here at ABHMS for the last 2 years. And today, I have the blessing of being joined by Justin Thang. I don't want to give too much away, just because I want to hear Justin tell his story. But Justin is the founder and executive director of Hope for Tomorrow, that's located in Indianapolis, Indiana. And Justin, would you go ahead and welcome? Thank you for being here, and tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
All right, all right. Meg, I'm so excited for today interview or a chat, we will say. Thank you for having me, and thank you to American Baptist Home Mission Societies for all they do, all they are doing, and all they did in the past, especially for our people from Burma. They are one of the closest friends that we can call a family and friends. So we are so thankful for that. And today I'm more excited because we only have like 5-10 minutes to chat before the meeting. But learning about you, where you used to work, where you grow up, where you come from, and all of this. Oh my God, how God work is amazing. So I'm over excited for this interview, I will say, or chat. So, hi everyone. My name is Justin Thang. I am the founder and executive director of Hope for Tomorrow, which is a nonprofit organization here in Indianapolis, Indiana. We founded this organization back in 2017. So we just turned 5 years. We are so grateful for that. We are so grateful for God blessing, protection, and guidance over the past 5 years. As a nonprofit and as a nonprofit that runs, like a younger person who don't have so many experience or knowledge about how the nonprofit work, and sometimes it's really challenging because like you don't know what to expect. When I started this nonprofit organization, I don't have any, financial help. I don't know how this financial work, and I don't have how, this nonprofit that I'm gonna found it, or I'm gonna start it, that I will run, because I don't have background in that area. But the only thing I have back in 2017 was the passion in me, and excuse me, and the people who need help. When I look around our community, when I look at my parents, when I look at Burmese adult, when I look at Burmese children who come here as a refugees, we need help, but we don't have enough helper, or we don't have enough uh, service provider in our community. So, to answer that call, it's really hard. But since there is no one, since there is not enough people doing it, I have to say yes, putting my trust in God and then start taking the action. But of course, it's not easy. There was a lot of time I got to chest tight because of anxiety, and because of stress, and then my hairs are falling off because I don't know how this thing works. I don't know when the next one coming, but the only thing I know is there are hundreds of people who need to walk into our organization and get help. So that's all I can think of. So that's how we begin humble. Humble begin. But before I go further, I want to talk a little bit about why this thing is important, and why this mission, or with the ministry, is important to me. Is because coming here in America, that is the biggest dream. That coming into America is one of the biggest dream that a young boy from that world country can imagine of or dreams of. Living in a country called Burma, going, being born there, living under a dictatorship government, it is, really painful. You don't know what the future holds, and you've been treated differently because of your skin color, or because of what ethnic group you belong to, or because of your religious background, or because of your gender, you know. But the saddest thing about is that, you didn't even know that was wrong. You accepted that as part of you, and you accepted that way of treating because you believe that it meant to be that way because of you being a different person. Your parent practice different religion than majority of the country, and you being a small one of the smallest minority in the country, and unfortunately you live in the poorest state of the country. So that how, like, I thought I should be treated, or that how our life should be, because I have no option and I don't have any other opportunity to explore other side of the world. But by the grace of God, my father went to Malaysia, fled the country, and then seek for protection under United Nations. And he was there for 2 to 3 years for him to accepted as a refugee. That made me realize that, you fled the country because of your struggle, and all the thing that happening in your life, but you still need to wait for 3 years to be permitted. Like he have to line up every day. He have to go to the office and then wait for the paperwork, and then after that you gone through like this medical exam, 4 5 6 of testing, and then that is what all the refugee in general has to go through. But we don't mind, because this is the only way of us refugee will be able to leave the country.
So from the time that you apply,
Mhm.
about 3 years until you actually get to leave. Is that
Yes,
correct?
that is just for my father case. And
Okay.
Meg, one thing I want to share you is that the people that I know, who the people that I know from Malaysia, when we first arrived there 15 years ago, are still in Malaysia right now. 15 years. They was there before us, and now they still not leave the country, Malaysia. So my father, we are so blessed that he only stayed there for 3 years for us to join him. But there are families, thousands of Chin, Burmese, and other refugees, Kachin, Karen, are still in Malaysia, Thailand, and India, waiting to be permitted here. But due to the government, and due to the administration rule and this and that, over 40, 50,000 of refugees still staying there. And then some people wait there for 15 years already. The people, the person, the family that I personally know are still there. So that is really sad. That is the real one of the real refugee cases that a lot of us American, or a lot of people don't know about. We thought this is just a free, like ticket that you can just get it and come to America. No, our parent journey, our struggle is real. But we don't mind, because this is the only way for us to have a better life, and this is the only way for us to have a dream and hope again, and to be a human again. So we don't mind waiting. But it is hard to not know, living there 13 14 years and don't know about your future, and your children, the child 1 year old become 15 years old now, and he don't know about the culture, he don't speak the Burmese language anymore, and he don't get proper education in refugee camp. And then now he's 15 or 16. Basically he will lose his whole future, as a teenager. So that is something that really bothering me. But I'm glad that I have a chance to share this through your chatting or your interview. So I'm so thankful for that. So since that was 2006, when we end of 2006, when we joined my father in Malaysia. It was in December. I remember clearly. And you know, the first day when we arrived in Malaysia, that is like one of my most happiest day, because now you are leaving the country that treating you very bad, or like looking down on you because of who you are, or persecuted you because of what group you belong to, or what religious you are following. um, and then when I first arrived in Malaysia, I remember, it was nighttime. It was nighttime, and the whole city was lit up. There were so many lights, and in Burma, we barely have electric. Like Falam, the town that I was born is called a small and beautiful town called Falam, and I remember there was like. Tonight we will have half of the city will get electric city, like we have a light tonight, and then the next day you don't have electric, and the other group people of the city will get it. So you keep wait, you now you live in a country where all the city is light, full of light. That's very exciting, but I realized, wow, this is not my country anymore. This is not like the place I can call home anymore. But you have no choice. That's how I grew up in Malaysia. And then when I came to America, I was so excited because like, America is, to be honest, back then, Reverend Meg, we didn't even know is America truly exists or not. Like
Hmm.
it was a myth. If it was a myth or it was just a scam, we don't know, to be honest. But that is the only hope that left for a refugee, as a Chin refugee or as a Burmese refugee. If America is just a myth, we are done. But that is the only hope you have when you get to the second country, because like one day, no matter what, we will go to America and then start a new life. But back then we didn't even know it was America was exist or not. But you have that hope. So when we the night when we heard about, I mean, the night before we fly to America, I cannot sleep at all. I was full of joy. I was excited. And I was, like, I don't remember what I did, but I am sure one thing I remember, I could not sleep at night because, I was so excited. And I make a decision like, okay, I will go to America, and then I will study, I will get all the degree that I can get, and then I will take care of my parent, and then I will help the people who stay in Burma. This teenager boy have a big dream, a big goal, and then go to America. But what happened was, when we really arrived in America, all your dream and the thing that you saw in the movie, like all the tall buildings and all the New York, California, and everything, it's not everything about America. Like when we really arrive, it's different. We live in a smaller city, and but we still don't mind. We still don't mind because like this is America. But as soon as we arrive as a refugees, we have the airfare that we have to pay. I remember like we are four family members, so we have to pay like over $6,000 dollar for the air ticket that we flew into America. So we had that right away as soon as we came to
Right.
America. And then parent has to pay the rental fee and then all the bills, and they don't know where it was like 2007, so the economic was bad and they could not find a full-time job. And then they has to go to work by foot, and then they have to cross highway. And then that really make me scared, because I have like 14 years old brother that I have to take care of, and I'm underage, I'm not even 18, and my parents have no choice, have to leave us home and go to work until they come home around 1 to 2 a.m. I cannot go to sleep, because if something happened to my parent while they work, or got hit by a car or something, how I'm gonna take care of my little brother? I don't speak English, I don't know how the system work. But that's my first experience in America. The dream and the goal and the excitement
Right.
is not the same. And then my parents will come home after they left house like 1 hour. Like, why you come home? And they say, oh, there is no work today, and they have to work like 30 minutes by foot and come back another 30 minutes crossing highway, and found out that they don't have they don't have no work today that day. So it's really painful. And as a mother, I can hear, as a mother, my mother, sometimes she cried from another room. I can hear that because it was so challenging for her living in America and starting a new life here. But like when she came out from the room, she pretended like nothing happened. She still want to be the hero. She still want to be the mother to these two young boys that she's raising. So the more my mother pretended to be okay, the more painful I get. Because like, I know my mom is pretending she's not okay, but she wanted to be okay. So forget about my parents side. So but that's when I decided myself, like, okay, my parents are struggle, but I am going to school and then work hard and then study hard and will take care of my parents. So I remember in Michigan they started school around August, if I'm not wrong. But the first day of school, I was full of joy, excitement again, very excited, full of excitement, and ready to go to work, go to school. The bus picked us up, and then we went to the school. And on the first day of school, I found out I was one of the only different person in the classroom. I look different. Like some classes, I was the only brown person in the classroom. And as a teenager, sometimes I really wish to be black or I really wish to be white because I don't want to be a middle guy. I was so visible every time, when we are in a group, but I'm not enough white enough to be white. I'm not black enough to be black. I got treated um, differently because of me not being able to speak English and the way I dressed up. It's a third world country boy way of dressing up. Like I look different in the classroom, and one day I even missed my lunch because I didn't know it was lunchtime and I was left alone. And um, a lot of time I will run to restroom and cry because I don't understand what my teacher talked about. My teacher are really, really nice. They come and help me. They try to help my homework and explain my work and stuff. But the more they talk to me, the more frustrated I get or confused because I don't speak English. So I have to run to restroom and just cry to release my stress. And a lot of time I was pull, I would push over, and then they do their eyes, and they call me ching chong and stuff. But the same thing, the thing that I mentioned in Burma, I thought that how I should be treated here as well because I was a refugee, and I was, the only different person in the classroom and the only one who doesn't speak English. And the saddest thing about is back then, I didn't even know it was bullying. I didn't even know they are bullying me. That I just accepted that because who I am, where I come from. So I was a lot of time I will come home with high school kid bunch of homework, and then my parent cannot help me with my work, my school work, because they don't speak English either. They have their own struggle at workplace. Um, and the next day, the bus will pick me up and then, send me back to school with untouched homework. So I feel so small. But by the grace of God, I uh, I'm so sorry. Whenever I share this about my high school life, it's really heavy. But by the grace of God, I finished high school and then you know, start working, start getting a job, and then start living in a little bit easier life, I will say, comparing to high school life. And I become a supervisor at HP company. I work for what was it? Language services as interpreter and start making money. Start making money as a teenager now. Like you are into your 20s and enjoying life. And then every Friday or Saturday you call your friends and then go out dinner, have a party. And the good thing is, God know, even though I want to party and then enjoy with friends, I never drink. I just drink my juice and have fun. But that's I'm so grateful for God, just enjoy party. But thought that's one of my way to forget my painful life. Like, okay, now you have money, you have, like your own, chance of living the life that you cannot live your first 5 6 year as a school student, but the more I enjoy, the more I spend my money and then live, like other American normal life, the more it's remind me of who I am. I thought like I will forget, all that painful life of my parents. Like my parent has to go to work, buy food, and then we have to wait for, someone to come get us to go to church, or we have to wait for someone to pick us up to go to grocery. Sometimes we have to wait for 2 weeks. And then, like my brother struggle at school, my aunt struggle at school. So this is my way of giving back, not taking revenge, be with full of bitterness, when I look at my painful life. So I start enjoying life. But Reverend, the more I enjoy life that way, the more painful I get. Like I thought I would finish with this and enjoy my life and forget everything, but no, it's remind me more and more. So, to conclude my very long, long, long sharing, one time I come back home from work and I saw a school bus dropping off the kids in front of Regency apartment here in the south of Indianapolis. And then my office is like almost like two one-way block from Regency, now where this vision, began. Um, so I stopped, of course, it's a school bus. I stopped it and then wait for the kids to come out. And I saw this Burmese couple, the teen couple, staying there, waiting for their kids to come out. And then the kids come out, and I thought, okay, now they're gonna take their kids home and then go home and maybe have dinner, or they'll go home and then have play, or they'll do some homework and stuff. But you know what happened? As
Hmm.
soon as the kids come out, they put him back in the car, and then they start driving the whole community and look for help for his homework. So that's when it hit me really hard. I was him 10 years ago. I was the one who ran to restroom and cries because I don't have any helper, or I don't understand what my teacher talked about. I was the kid who ran to, like restroom and hide because you are not part of the group, or you was called out because of who you look like or your English. But now, even you live here for 10 years and now you are enjoying your life now and you have a better life comparing to 10 years, but your people, the kid, another kid still struggling like you used to. So that really hitting me. And I don't know, when the school bus passed, I would stay there. And when I realized like I was stopping there, the school bus gone, the kids are gone. And I asked myself a question: what should I do? And I was the only one in the car. There is no one to answer that question. So I have to give myself an answer. I have to do something. I must do something. So that is the end of 2016. And that's when I decided that I'm gonna do something. I will not let another, sorry, I
No.
will not let another Burmese kid or children in general, or someone who come from a different country, to run to restroom and cry because they don't have helper anymore.
Right.
So that is why this Hope for Tomorrow become reality, and that's why this organization was founded. So by the grace of God, it was the end of 2016. That's the thing that happened. And starting 2017 March, we found a nonprofit organization called Hope for Tomorrow. And on June 28th of 2017, We got 501c3 nonprofit organization tax exempts. And since then, we here at Hope for Tomorrow have after school program for K to 8th grader. Um, and we serve more than 700 Burmese and Chin refugees students in the past 5 years with their homework, help reading, writing, vocab, and mainly homework. The parent, some student do not have help at home. They come to our organization and get help. So that is one of the program that we have here. And then also we started citizenship classes for Burmese adults. And then one of the reason why this citizenship classes is very meaningful for me is because um, my parents, they worked for more than 10 years to become a U.S. citizen. By law, you can become a U.S. citizen when you reach your 5 year here in America as a refugee. Some, come here as a legally, and then we here for 5 years, and you can become. But my parents waited for 10 years because there is no place that they can go and learn English, practice their English, and then study about American history and civic. They go here and there, but it doesn't work for them. So I, was the one, who helped them become a U.S. citizen. I remember like I was crying when, my mom was a teacher, so it's a little bit easier for her. But my father, he didn't study well in Burma, so he didn't finish school and stuff. So it took him 1.5 year to practice, all this civic question, history, conversation, and finally when he hold American flag and say, "I'm American citizen," that is everything to me. So not just my father, but by the grace of God, over the past 5 years, we help more than 250 Burmese adults holding American flags and say, "I am American citizen." That is everything to me because like someone who know well about their background, someone who know well about where they come from, what struggle that they've been through when they come here in America, and finally hold American flag and say, "I'm American citizen." I mean, I'm American. That is everything to me. Even though this nonprofits less than 5 years old with no funding or no enough staff or volunteer. You work at full time somewhere, 9 to 5, and you come to this organization at 6 and stay there until 10, 11 p.m. You're tired. A lot of time you're so tired. Like you don't have enough to move on. But when you see this Burmese adult like who is like 60, 70 years, who barely know how to write their name, hold American flag and say, "I'm American," you forget your tiredness. You forgot about you. They are become more important than your personal life, right? So that is what we do here. And now we started a new program. The third program is Hope English Conversational class, and that is the newest class that we have, and that is focusing to the Burmese community because a lot of our adults. There are a lot of so many ESL learning program or services provided in across the city, but Burmese is really hard to join because English is not our second language. To me, like, to be honest, English is my sixth language.
You're sixth.
My
How?
sixth language because my mom, I come all the dialects. My mom has a different dialect, and my dad has a different dialect. So my mom and my dad use different languages from the same township. And then there is a township language called Falam. So as soon as I was born, have to understand that three different dialects.
Oh my gosh.
And then I speak Hakka. So that is the fourth. And being, being in a Burma, the government dictate you to learn Burmese. So that is my fifth language. And now coming to America, this is not my second language, it is my sixth language. So that's why I keep making fun, I keep making jokes when it's come to you with my friends, like don't make fun of my English, because this is my sixth language. Okay, it's so hard for me to speak English because this is the sixth language that I learned in my life. I'm 30 years old. So it's so hard. So that's why a lot of Burmese ESL second language learner is not work for them very well. We have some of them is like their third, some of them is like their fourth and fifth or sixth, like for me. So we created a program for the Burmese specific. It's Burmese student specific, because majority of the student don't speak English and they barely know how to write their name. So we ask volunteer from our community who speak at least 3 to 4 different dialects that all the student can understand plus English. So by the grace of God, we started this program in April, but we are doing well. We are doing strong, and I am so happy and excited to see this Burmese adult walking into our office and say good morning to me. Like that is so um, meaningful and very important to me, because even them saying good morning is so hard, because they don't have that practice. But now they come to our school for 3 4 years, and before they walk into the classroom they stand up and say, I'm sorry teacher, I am late. I'm late. Like that's what we start practicing. So, and then we are teaching them about how to XPTO. We teach them and practice with them about, like, conversation that they can use at store, bank, school, hospital, how to make appointment and stuff. So we want them to be part of the community. We want them to be included, in our community. We want them to go out and then enjoy, the city or the community as well. So that is one of the third program that we have. And Meg, I promise I'm gonna stop now. Like here, the last one that I want to mention is the fourth program that we started a couple of years ago. It's called Hope e-learning program. So as we all know, what happening in Burma, hopefully at least American Baptist family member will know very well about what happening in Burma. Due to the military coup, more than 30 to 4,000 people been killed already by the military. And we learned today, this morning, and yesterday for the Burma time, four political prisoner are executed by, the military dictatorship. So they've been killed. They killed four of the political prisoners. So that break our heart. And then my thought and prayer go to all the family and the close one. Now, from I wanna express that from here, and due to COVID-19, the whole 2020, the student from Burma, the whole country, they shut down the school for the whole 2020, and that's like the full 1 year. And then 2021, since February until today, the military coup took place. So, and now we are in 2022. So this is their third year. Student in Burma lost education access for 3 years straight now. So, a lot of students run to Thailand border, run to Malaysia, India border, and then become refugees. So I have a chance to visit that refugee camp, four refugee camp back in April and May, and then I witnessed 30 to 40,000 of our people become a refugees in the border, India and Burma border, Mizoram state, and live in a very poor condition. It's break our heart, my heart. Thousands of students live in that refugee camp in the jungle, in the mountain, and here and there without education. So that is really, bordering. A lot of women live without having enough hygiene for their women health. That is really sad to hear. So set to hear and see. So, we Hope for Tomorrow started on another program called Hope E-Learning. So we can teach, whoever have internet access from Burma and then student from refugee camp area, so they can join our Zoom classes and learn English. So this is our second year, and we are excited to share that over 200 plus student from Burma across the whole country, and also, refugee from India border can join English class this year. So that's very exciting. And, we are a Christian organization and we are faith-based organization, but we are very proud and then happy and excited to share that more than 20 to 30 um, non-believer Buddhist student join us our program. So that is very important to me because this time I think Christian has more responsibility. We have, to do more in this crisis. What's happening in Ukraine? What's happening in the Middle East? And what's happening in Burma? Christian are called to be the light, and Christian are the one who should be talking about justice, and Christian are the one who should show the love of God that's freely given to us. So we are so happy and then grateful to have a chance to open our door for this Burmese, like specific Burmese and non-Christian to join our program and have a chance to learn English as well. So that is very excited to me. So here I will stop. I don't know how many viewers we have, but that is something that I am very passionate about, and then this is something that I want to do as long as God wanted me to do. So if you are interested or if you want to learn more about our organization, please come to Space for Grace conference in Kansas City. It will take place on September 20th to 24th, 25. If I'm not wrong, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Maggie can correct me later. We will talk more about this, and if you want to support or part of our organization or part of our program, or we reach us out, they keep showing our website as well. You can reach us through there or Facebook or social media. Let us know if you want to be part of this mission. So with that, thank
Do
you
you
very
have do you have
much.
time for a couple of questions?
Absolutely, I love talking,
Okay.
and as long as you have time I would love to answer the question.
Okay. So, earlier we were talking about all of our Indiana connections as
Oh yes.
and let me just say you're a popular guy, Justin. You've got like 80 people watching you live. So, it's just phenomenal. So we're grateful to have you um here and to share your testimony and things with everyone. We're we are so glad that we're going to be able to welcome you to Kansas City. And yes, we'd encourage people to come out and join us for Space for Grace. Um, One thing that struck me
Mm,
in you telling about your history was just, how you didn't know any better. Like
mm,
I was treated this way because my skin was this color and, because I was a different religion, but I thought this was just the way it is. And
mhm,
how your center is exactly, what people need. It's hope.
yeah,
It's hope to go, you know what? You're not just uh,
mhm,
a refugee. You know,
mm,
you are a child of the creator and you are loved and
mm.
you are worthy and you're not just
Amen.
anything. So I think that is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Um when we were talking, is there anything that you wish that people knew? I mean, you talked about a lot. That's
Mhm,
that's an amazing history. But is
mm,
there something that if someone could ask you a question, you
mhm.
know, um, that you wish people knew?
Thank you so much for this opportunity because that is something that I really want to share to not just American Baptist connection, but the whole world. Because Burma happened to be one of the poorest country on earth, And Burma happened to be the country that fight for civil war, the longest history in human history. Someone who is fighting for civil rights, civil war for the longest in the modern time. And Burma happened to be the country that do not mind to kill a pregnant woman because of her belief. And Burma happened to be the country that do not mind to rape a girl because of who she looked like or what kind of ethnic group she belonged to or what kind of religious that she practiced. And Burma is the country that do not mind to burn down churches because of they are the smaller minority religious in the country. And Burma happened to be a country do not mind to execute a political prisoner because of their different opinion. And Burma allowed to have more than hundreds of thousands of her own people to flee different country because of their power eagerness. So I want the world to know that we need your help. We need your support. I know so many things happening in the whole world, and economics, and then all these issues that happening in our country, in the whole world. I get that, I understand, but I want the whole world to know that we need media attention. We are crying, but we are not have enough. We do not have enough people to hear our cries, and our country is suffering every day. Our country is crying, but we need more help and we need more support. Children, millions of children has been lost education access for over 2 years, almost 3 years because of COVID and military coup. Especially as someone who have a school after school program here, when I look at our student, over 100 students coming to our program, it's break my heart. I love that. I am glad and I am blessed to be able to open door for the people to get homework help and stuff here. But back home where I was born and the place where I call home in my country, millions of students become a refugee, run to the mountain, hide, not enough food or shelter. Forget about them going to school and study. These 10, 15 years old, 5, 6 years old need to be in the classroom and study, but they all become a refugee. They all are running for life. I want the world to know about that. And also, here in Indianapolis, we have over 30 to 35,000 of Burmese who come here to escape that country. We need help. There are a lot of adults who need to study English and needed to become an American citizen, but they don't have enough help and we don't have enough fund to run the program that we can run. So, I want the world and I want especially our American friends and our community to know that we love this country so much. This is the country where we've been treated like human again. This is the country that we can say as a Christian, a promised land to us. This is our promised land, but we need to adjust here and there. We come from a third world country. We have to adapt so many different culture here, study English, go to school, go to work. But the one thing that we can promise you is that we will not disappoint this country because this is the country we call home. And we will try our best. Our parents are working day and night and then pay the taxes and then try to be a good citizen that we can be. But sometimes, due to us coming from a dictatorship country, ruling by the dictatorship for over 60 plus years, it's hard to adjust, our life in America. So please be patient with us. But one thing we can assure you is that we love this country and then we call this home and then we will try our best and we will try the best we can to make this country a better and greater place as well, and we would love to be contribute as much as we can. So that is the true thing that I want to let our audience know.
Um, so can we donate? Can people donate directly to your
Absolutely.
website,
Mhm.
or they can make donations there?
Yes, absolutely. So when they visit this website, hopefortomorrowusa.org, there is a donate button. When they click there, they can donate one time or monthly donor. We really right now we really need help with adults class that we just started, English conversational class. So they can choose the area where they want to donate, or they can just donate a general cost. So definitely we are always welcome and accept donation for this ministry.
And about, I know you said over the course you've had about
Mhm.
700 students or so. How many individuals do you have the opportunity to minister to within the course of a year? Do you know?
For the after school or the whole
Yeah, just the whole your whole program.
that's a really good question, but it's
Okay.
real hard to like get a right number. But
Okay.
because like right now we have over 700, the record that we have over 700 Burmese students who got help from our program in the past 5 years for after school, and we have 250 adult become citizen, and then we have over I will say 5 to 600 adults who went through our program, and we have around 20 to 30 adults who are studying American citizen as well, and we are accepting 100 new after school student this year for this school year again. And then apart from this four program that we have, like out of nowhere, unexpectedly someone will walk into our door and then bring us the paperwork that they receive from their workplace or school or hospital. We read for them, we fill that out for them, or we make a phone call, all other stuff that we do. We kind of have like a visitor login and stuff, but it's hard to kind of give you a right number. But I will say
Sure.
at least by 1 year, one whole year, I think we will have at least 1 to 2,000 people walking and out in the whole in our ministry. Yeah.
What a what an that's just amazing, Justin.
Oh,
And what a blessing this ministry is.
thank you.
That this young man who came to this country with nothing, you know,
Mm,
watched his parents struggle and said, you know what, I'm not another kid.
mhm,
Not another kid hiding in the bathroom. Not
mhm,
another kid driving around the neighborhood trying to find somebody to um, help them with homework.
mhm.
And I want to be that for someone. Um, so I want to ask you the question that I ask everyone I talk to.
Sure.
Joy, the joy question. Um, so what in this ministry brings you joy?
Wow, that is something that I really need to say out loud. That is
Mhm.
because that is something that will make me move another day. So I'm so glad that you asked me that question. So the joys from this ministry is, as I mentioned earlier, someone who come from a third world country with no education background, someone who barely know how to write English. I mean, someone who know how to barely write their name will come to our office and says, "Sir, I never go to school in my whole entire life. Can you still accept me as a student? I need to become a U.S. citizen." That's their first day of our experience. But this person go to our school and go to our program, and after 1 years, after 2 years, holding American flag and say, "I am American citizen." That's what bring me joy. When I saw the little boy running to our after school program, throw his backpack in the classroom, grab his homework, and then do his homework and go home finishing homework, that's bring me joy, because that's how I reminded myself that there is no other little boy Justin will go to run in restroom anymore and cry because they don't have help. That bring me joy. And then despite of what happening in their life, some of our students, they one day join our hoop e-learning and study English. They say, "Oh, sir, I have to run away because the bomb is I can hear the bomb outside. I can hear this. I can hear, the shooting." But those students still decided to go to English class with their parents' phone and join us our English class. That's what brings me joy. And I'm blessed. And our team, like Hope e-learning team, all the volunteer who put all their personal need aside and then join us, this movement, that's make me joy. And then one last thing I want to mention is when I hear someone from non-Burmese or Chin community call me, text me, or send me a text and say, "We know your ministry. We pray for you, and then we see you, and then we are supporting you." When I heard those things, that bring me joy. So those are the reason why we are stepping every day one step at a time, even though there was no funding or even though we don't know when the next support will come, but we know that who brought us this far. We know that, who, like guide us for the past 5 years. I don't know, you can see my sign over there. It says, "I trust the next chapter because I know the author." So that is something that I look at when as soon as I walk into this my office. Before I do anything, before I pray or before I plan anything, that is what I reminded myself. I don't know what the next chapter is, but I know who the author of my next chapter is. I don't know what the Burma future will look like, or I don't know what this refugee who are hiding and running in the mountain, who are 13, 14 years old, holding gun and fighting for this military regime. I don't know what our future is, but I know who our author is. I know who the one who hold the future is. So those are something that bring me joy. So thank you so much for allowing me to share our ministry and my personal story and journey here with you.
I can't think of a better way to end this than on that note. This video will be available for folks to watch, for you to share with others,
Mm,
and we will certainly do that here. And I hope that through this, it 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 is used to enhance your ministry there, to support you prayerfully, financially,
wow.
and again, I hope that people come out to Space for Grace, and hear your story, and connect with you, and find
Mm,
ways to love you and support you as well.
thank you
Justin,
so much.
I'm so grateful for you, for your time, for this ministry. Um, Blessings to you, and
Thank
and your community that you serve. So thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Thank you for all you do too, Reverend Maggie. It's so amazing. And American Baptist Home Mission Society is like my another family. They are the one, who support me as much as they can, and who are the one who always get my back. Our CEO, our executive director, Doctor. You know. I don't want Gregory. I don't want to say his name wrong. Like.
Dr. Jeffrey Hagray, yes,
Jeffrey, I
he's
wish
the
I could call
executive
him
vice.
Dr. Jeff, but I think I am allowed to call him now Jeff, So he is one of the person who, bring a lot of, resources for us. And then like Reverend Lee and all like Reverend Rotangi, Lisa, all of you know a lot of people who are helping us in many ways that they can. So, starting from our executive director, Dr. Jeffrey, to all the team member. I just want to say thank you so much.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining me, and I'm grateful for everyone who took time out of their day
Yes.
to share in this. And I need to get you all these wonderful comments that I have to
Okay.
share with you. You are certainly loved and supported by many people. So
Thanks
thank
so
you.
much. All right. Have a good one.
You too.